Just choose kayak. Flights are cheaper this summer. You don't have to be a terrible person. Okay, Mommy. Fly cheaper this summer with kayak.
Yeah, what happened to you, Abigail? Sorry to hear that. What happened to you? Yeah, what happened to you, Abigail? What happened? Leg surgery? I hope it goes all well for you in your leg surgery, Abigail. Do me a favor, just answer the poll question. I would greatly appreciate it. Trying to draw some data. If you can, just hit the poll question for me. I appreciate that. Hurrah. All right, let's get this sourdough. Keep it nice and light, baby. All right, we got that. We got our water there. All right, let's toast this. All right, let's see. We got 2 poll votes, half embrace and half avoid. Okay. Just trying to get some data, guys, on what people like to talk about. Trying to get some data, man. Oh, say it ain't so. Do me a favor if you're coming in, just answer the poll question for me. I'd greatly appreciate that feedback. If you would just answer that poll question. All right, let me get a snack prep for later. That way I ain't gotta buy no junk food, no? All right. This toast looks good. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that poll vote for me. Just trying to get some feedback, guys. Hit the poll vote for me. I would greatly appreciate that. Smoothie still smoothieing, guys. Smoothie's just undefeated at this point. All right, so we got some eggs. That's toasting. All right, perfect. Yeah. Something like love's only guy you could trust. Not just from my heart. Love is the greatest. All right. That's there. Okay, let me make a protein shake. I got a little fuel for later on, man. What's going on, Jazz? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Just trying to gather some information, Jazz. So if you be so kind, just answer the poll vote. Just trying to see where the people here is at. You know what I'm saying? All right. Of course. How you been though? How's your week go? How's your week been going? Week been solid. Training been solid. I've actually been busier this week because some more clients in my area started a program with me. So I've been a little more busy, but it's good though, you know, because it's the goal, you know. I've had some clients to sign up for nutrition, two of them personal training, um, two of them sports training. So It's been a little busy, but it's been good busy. Those are fun sessions, you know. I enjoy doing those kind of sessions. You dig? Let's go one scoop here. Let me add a little glutamine to this one. Might add a little glutamine. Yeah, we're gonna add some glutamine to this joint. All right, let's see. I'm glad I'm off. It's been a busy week. Congrats on the new clients. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Always notice every time I stop one little venture, God always opens up another venture. So it's been great. You know what I mean? Putting time into what I love. You know what I mean? This is gonna be for later. This is gonna be for now. This is gonna be for later. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You know what I mean? And you know you're gonna get hungry, so you might as well just prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? You know you're gonna get hungry. So Jazz, what did you say? Did you say you avoid them or do you embrace them? If you want to share. You don't have to, but if you want to share. All right. Gonna make on some sourdough. I'm gonna put some organic peanut butter and honey on some sourdough as a snack for later with my protein shake. All right, so we got the honey there, we got the peanut butter there. I avoid it at all costs. Okay, great. What makes you avoid it? Just out of curiosity. What makes you avoid deep conversations? Is it because life is already lifing? What's your reason? I gotta buy another one of these today. Can't go out of unsweetened peanut butter. You can't run out of that. Shadow, what's up, Shadow? She said I avoid it at all costs. Yeah, Shadow Sean Gaming, how you been, bro? Good night. I've been good. Hey, Sean Gaming, do me a favor. Answer or tell me what you said to the poll question. Do you avoid deep conversation or do you embrace it? I'm just trying to do some research on what the people think about. You know what I mean? I know I'm wired different, so you have not because you ask not. You know. Oh, there's honey, bro. I don't know, man. Just waking up. Okay, cool, bro. But like just waking up, bro. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. As a matter of fact, I'm not even thinking yet. I got you, bro. Yeah, you don't know what people are thinking about unless you ask. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't like really like getting to many details. Okay. Okay. Is that with like strangers? Is that with your family members or just in general, would you say? Would you say it's with strangers? Would you say it's with you avoid it with your family, with strangers, or just in general? My mom told me I got to go shower. Okay, Sean Gaming, listen to mama, bro. Listen to mama, bro. Listen to mama. By the way, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just collecting information. No right or wrong answer at all. All right, so this is ready for later. Boom. Time is it? 7:49. That's perfect. All right. Breakfast. Mm-hmm. So deep conversations can be uh just talking past the surface of, everybody, like, we're human beings. So human beings are very uh detailed, intricate individuals. And we're all individuals. We all have different DNA. I mean, it's we're just different. So I guess my question is, what do most people who over explain things, want to share every detail, drives me nuts. I feel like it just gets repetitive. I'll be like thinking, okay, bro, I get it. I guess when I say deep conversation, I don't mean like a rambler that's talking about nothing. I mean like the fact that we are human beings and we are intricate. Human beings are intricate. We we're not just surface beings. We're not. We have feelings, we got emotions, we got thoughts. Um, so I think one way to view it would be a rambler. I get that because I get tired of those kind of things too. But I guess when we talk about deep or surface, deep would just be past the surface of, you know, the day to day grind, really, really, growing internally rather than externally. That's what I would consider deep. I wouldn't say deep like, hey, we're talking about, our whole life history, our whole life story. It's more so, do you try to heal on the inside, or do you avoid healing on the inside? You just rather laugh it off, or just uh, just not deal with it. People don't really deal with their trauma or what they go through. So a lot of times you have repeat events because people are not really dealing with it. What they're going on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Let me say grace. Amen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gathering information. This is no sweat. But I know I'm different, so I'd rather just ask what people are into. I have some life coaching clients, and you'll see the some of the clients, you'll see them dealing with something, right? But in reality, they find a lot of things to keep them busy to not deal with how they feel. So then they'll come to me, we'll chop it up, we'll talk about it, and then I realize, like, a lot of times they're really trying to make other people feel like they're happy, but they're not really happy yet. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about, okay, I know how you feel based off what you're telling me, right? How do we now deal with that? That's where the deep conversation comes in. because I want them to have joy and happiness for real. You know, I don't want them just putting on for the gram. I'd rather them have joy and happiness for real. Um, so that's what I mean. You know, when it comes to deep conversation, looks like most people avoid it, which I understand. It really allows you to get better internally. And if you get better internally, you'll get better externally. When your mindset improves, your body composition will improve, your sleep will improve. It's a fact. I get what you're saying, Jad. I like that one. You know, I got you. I would definitely say you're absolutely right about that. You, your husband, and God, 100%. I guess when I say also, just to add to that, deep conversations doesn't mean that you are explaining your personal life. Explaining your personal life is very deep. That's between, like you said. But a deep conversation can be something like a belief in something, or it can be what do you think the foundation of family is? It doesn't have to be like specific to me or you, but a deep conversation is like a general one that is something that the world is dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I guess when I say deep, I don't mean personal. I mean a general topic. Yeah, yeah. I don't mean personal, personal, like especially on YouTube. Like, come on. But I notice just in my surroundings, I notice in my day to day, you'll always see people, you know, showing happiness and trying to be happy. And I'm not against it, right? I think it's cool. You're trying to be positive, but I think um, some people avoid conversations that can make them better. You know, if it's gonna make you better, you get overstimulated. That's the thing about YouTube. Like everybody in your audience has a different wiring. You know, so it's hard to please or help everyone in the same way. You know, because everybody has a different palette. Some people come to YouTube just to have fun, laugh. I get it. That's cool. Some people come to YouTube to, I don't know, watch, be entertained. You know, some people come to YouTube to learn. Some people come to YouTube for community. Um, so I think it's, different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? But I do notice um, that when it comes to having conversation that makes you better, it will make you. I think people come to YouTube for marriage. You're probably right, Jazz. You're probably right about that. Jazz, are you saying that's why they're watching you cook? Is that why they're watching you cook? Tell them you married already, Jazz. No, they know that. But I guess because I've had YouTube for a while, but I've never really like done YouTube for except for about the last 5 months where I'm connecting with people in the world, right? And I guess I'm just trying to understand what most people are on YouTube for, just to understand. Trying to make sure I could provide, right, Jazz? I be seeing that in your comments too. So you dead on with that. Um, but just trying to get a little grasp on the thinking process, right? Um, I've never been a YouTube live guy. You know what I'm saying? This is something I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 months. So I'm just drawing information to find out where people's thoughts are. Are you trying to grow? Because see, I believe that growth is internal. It starts internal, and then as you continue, it starts to show itself external. I'm just like, oh my God, thank you, but no thank you. Correct, right? Um, I think it's I appreciate you, Jazz. I believe growth starts internal, with our thinking, how we view things. I believe that most people are one adjustment, one mental adjustment from fully changing their life around. But I'll be honest with you, most of the trends aren't going to do that for us, guys. Most of the trends keep us stimulated, they keep us going, but they don't really keep us growing, guys. You know what I'm saying? They keep us busy, they keep us having fun, but the true growth starts right here. And I believe that when people embrace growth, they're literally one mental adjustment, one heart adjustment from going into becoming the best version of themselves. I'm not just throwing out smoke, I've seen it a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? Elisha, welcome. Top of the morning to you, Elisha. All the stuff we see is 90% fake. They pretend to be happy and healthy and act like their life is perfect. Correct, Jazz. I think the culture makes it that way. Um, and that's the thing. Like you see what you just said, Jazz. That's a deep conversation, Jazz. That is literally a deep conversation because if we're ingesting that stuff every day, it's easy for us to avoid the things that make us better. Jazz, it's getting too deep already. I mean, those are conversations that people need to hear. Like if you notice, most of the stuff that's popular, it doesn't really get people better. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you going, but it don't keep you growing. You know what I'm saying? And I guess as a coach, I see it, I understand it. It's funny, but then they end up calling me, and we got to work on it. So, but it's true, and it makes people imagine that lifestyle and wanting it not the same. Everyone's do right, Jazz. And another thing to piggyback off what you're saying, when they see the lifestyle, it almost starts depression, self doubt, because they're like, oh my goodness, that's the life I should be living. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, I should have that car. Oh my goodness, I should have that physique. Oh my goodness. And remember, most of the people that are big and making it, they're not trying to help the people in the chat. They you know what I mean, they just want the chat to keep chatting. Engagement. So I get it. It's business, right? But at the end of the day, there you go, Jazz. It's exposure. When they see someone with access to excess, they think it's how their life should be. You know. But you see, Jazz, for someone that hates getting deep, you're getting really deep this morning, Jazz. You're deeper than me, which is scary. You're deeper than me this morning, Jazz, which is scary. You know, um, it's for engagement. I get it. That's what people look at. I remember when I was growing up, uh, I had a friend, and her and her family would spend the evenings either looking at rich houses online, or they would drive in the areas where there were rich houses or rich people. Look at the rich cars. Look at all the rich stuff, right? You're right about that. You're right about that, Jazz. They would go in the rich neighborhoods. Hey, ain't never skirt. You was telling me earlier you was skirt. I'm just playing. But they would go in those neighborhoods, right? And they would literally just be amazed at the rich people's houses. So they would come home, they would look at it on their phone, and they weren't rich, right? And I was just wondering, I'm looking around, I'm like, why do they keep doing this to themselves? They had an infatuation with what they couldn't have, right? This is a whole family. Fast forward years later, and they're all not pursuing peace, not pursuing real family, but really just pursuing vanity. You know what I'm saying? Elisha, look at the poll vote. And if you look at the poll vote, it'll tell you what we're talking about. It's about deep conversation. Do you avoid it? Do you embrace it? And we're talking about some of the things that drive people away from deep conversation and makes them stay, on the surface. But it's almost like they were torturing themselves to look at these items they didn't own, right? Fast forward. The family is not even intact anymore. Everyone's pursuing what they saw, still haven't obtained it. And because everyone built up those selfish ambitions, they're not even around each other no more. It does. I see all skinny, beautiful girls with all this money on. Jazz, it's very hard because it's in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So when it's in the algorithm, and if your kids are able to watch whatever they want, yeah, Jazz, for somebody that don't want to get deep, I'm telling you, you leading the way today. But because it's in the algorithm, because people go to where they see a lot of views, right? So if someone's in the algorithm, they're pretty, they're in good shape, it's going to keep going. And then what happens is people that don't have what they have, or the life that they have, if they don't know their identity, they'll say, you know what? I should have what she has. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do all I can to get that body. I'm gonna do all I can to get the same kind of money or the same kind of possessions, right? And and then what happens is you embrace it. Yes, Astro, you definitely do embrace it. Um, I think some of these deeper topics, people that have minds should come together and have them. I think it's good for um, the audience. I think it's good for people that are seeking it. I don't think it's a lot of people seeking it. I'm not saying an everyday thing, but I think that people that have intellect should collab, talk about certain things because um, I think we should be a part of the solution. Ashish Kumar, what's up, brother? I think we should be a part of the solution by having those conversations. In general conversations, but there's a lot of general topics, especially with things that are trending. Mhm. I like people who bring it out of me. You see that, Jazz? You started out saying I avoided like the plague, and now you're leading the way. When someone asks, "Can we change the topic?" When a deep conversation comes up, I hate that. Yeah, Astro. It's almost like that single person because they're uncomfortable. They want you to make the chat about them. You know what I'm saying? Miss Eva Watson, how you doing? Truth is, everything is not surface, guys. I mean, that's just being honest. Everything is not surface. Some things need to be talked about. We're almost 50-50 on the question now. We started out, when I first started the live, we were at, it was almost like 75%, 25%. But 56% are saying they embrace it. Ashish says, I would prefer deep conversation. Why do you prefer deep conversation, Ashish? Eva Watson, what's up? How you feeling? Yeah, Elisha, man. Thank you for stopping through, man. Um, I think people with mind should have the conversation because there's not a lot of conversation. Usually there's two extremes. Low voice. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Jazz, can you hear me? If you can hear me, type one. I hear you loud and clear. All right, thank you. Ashish, that might be you, brother. Okay, I upped the volume a little bit. Okay. Um, Even the general conversations that are deep are helpful. Um, Something as simple as is are the trends making you better? Are the trends, the things that are trending, are they making you better? Now there's a case for both sides, right? Some trends might make you better. But for how long, right? For as long as it's trending, and then when the trend stops, you stop, and then you're on to the next trend. You know what that's called in psychology? It's called insanity, guys. You know what I'm saying? Trend jumping does more harm to your mental health than it does good because you're trying to keep up with the forever changing trend. It's tough, man. It really is. Now it's 50-50. Wow. I never thought I would see that. I still haven't bought cottage cheese just because it's a trend, haha. Even though I secretly want to try it. Jazz, even though cottage cheese is trending, cottage cheese has always been a good source of protein. Low carb, good source of protein long before the trend. So if it's something that you think would help you, you could try it. Now, maybe the trend, okay, look, so here we go. Maybe a trend might point out something that you could include in your life, right? But just make sure it's for the right reason. Is it to help you or is it for the trend? Once you figure that out, you can move forward with no harm, no foul. Deep conversation for philosophers like us. Ashish, you're a philosopher, bro. I love it. So that conversation, do trends help us? Trends could point out something that could help us, right? But we would have to look at the trend and say, okay, this is helpful, or it's just a trend. We have to be honest with ourselves. I don't like to throw the baby out with the bathwater. If cottage cheese is going to help me to get more protein into my diet, then guess what I should do? I should get some cottage cheese. Now, once cottage cheese is no longer popular, if I find myself jumping from cottage cheese to Takis to all kind of Taco Bell, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm just trend jumping. Now I'm part of the system. I'm part of the cycle. But if I'm using the trend to make me better, then I'm all for it, guys. You understand what I'm saying? Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Oh my God, bro, we got too deep. Listen, Jazz, we following your lead today with this. What's going on? It's Squeezy. How you feeling? This conversation started getting good toward the end, man. Shout out to Jazz, man. Jazz, you kept it rolling today. Samuel Dean, what's up? Eva Watson says, I embrace deep conversations. Good. And like I was explaining earlier, we're on the internet. I know not everybody know each other on the internet. So I'm not talking about super personal. When I say deep conversations, I mean general conversations to our world. We all live in the world, and conversations that can make us better people for each other. Jazz, I appreciate you. So listen, you guys helped me out a lot. I'm looking at it. So right now we're at 55%. So I'm going to show you guys the results worldwide. That's right. 54% say they embrace or they avoid. 54% say they avoid deep conversation, and 45% say that they embrace it. Okay, so it's 50-50. Obviously, this poll is limited, but we're going to do another one. I'm going to do another one probably in Discord to find out what they're thinking. I'm from New York. That's what's up, Samuel Dean. I'm from Florida, man. Shout out to New York, though, bro. But I think I could be wrong, but I think that humans are very intricate, detailed beings, right? We're taught to be almost like robots. We're taught to think like a robot. Always want to go to Florida. Yeah, Eva, you'd love it here. Definitely got to hydrate though. It's hot, you know. See what I mean? Look at Venuso. He thinks like a bot, you see? So he can't even think clearly, you know. He has to just come in and start botting, you know. We're taught to be like Venuso. We're taught to be like robotic in our thinking, not really think like people. And I think that's why mental health is so delicate, guys. You know what I'm saying? Venuso, you laugh. I think people could learn something that might change their life for the better. We can open our minds to all mindsets. It's correct, right? I've seen this, guys. One detail, one truth, one lifestyle, mindset change, mindset shift can change your whole life. I've seen it. It's happened to me, and it's going to happen to Venuso. Venuso hangs around. He's going to go from malfunctioning. He already has it, Venuso. That's what you don't understand. He already has it, bro. That's what you're not understanding, bro. What's up, Doors? Listen, man. He already got it, Venuso. That's why if he didn't have it, I wouldn't talk to a bot. But listen, I appreciate y'all for joining the conversation, man. You are a PH. What is a PH? Hey, appreciate you too, Venuso, man. Love you, man. Jesus has his heart. That's right. Listen, I love y'all. I got to run, so I'm not late to this appointment. But I love y'all, man. We're going to do this again. We're going to have more conversations like this. I appreciate you. No matter what you're going through, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, let's go. Let's grow. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Let's keep having these conversations. Salute.